Hello and welcome to another episode of the Dietitians. My name is JeJe Noval, registered dietitian and faculty at Loma Linda University. I have three beautiful graduate dietetics students today who are going to tell you how to make your salads spicier and more exciting and interesting. We will start off with talking to Amanda Fenn. Hello, Amanda.
Hi.
Please tell us, where are you from? And what was the thing that made you decide this is the career that I want to chase after, being a dietitian?
I'm from Riverside, California, and what made me want to be a dietitian was I have a lot of disease in my family, so that's actually what got me interested in the beginning. So I started out at a young age being interested in nutrition, and then I took a class at Riverside Community College in nutrition, and it just really made me want to go into nutrition, and I've been passionate about it ever since.
Wonderful. It's that one nutrition class that always makes a difference. Thank you. And to my left, I have Miss Naomi Mitchell.
Yes.
Okay, Naomi, you're going to tell us where you are from and why did you decide on Loma Linda as the university of your choice to get your education at?
Okay, I grew up in Apple Valley, and then I spent a larger portion of my life in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I actually decided to come to Loma Linda because one, it had a coordinated program, and two, I was really into the wholeness, and Carmen Clark, who's in the Office for Nutrition and Dietetics, I actually called her every single day, and she had patience with me to answer all my questions every day, and she knew when I called, she knew me by voice, so I really liked that she took that time.
That's great. Yes, Carmen is wonderful, and we're sad that she'll be leaving us in a year.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, but okay, thank you. And Yasmin Yantuli, can you please tell us where you are from? And once you have the RD or registered diet credentials after your name, what is your ultimate dream job or goal to pursue?
So I was born in Hemet, California, but I'm actually Palestinian from the Middle East. The career path I see myself going after I become a registered dietitian is definitely clinical nutrition. I have a passion for just working in the hospital, and even before starting, I always saw myself in the medical field, just being surrounded by, all those nurses, the physicians, and that whole team, and just working together to make the patient just a healthy person and come out feeling better. Right. So that's my ultimate goal.
Excellent, wonderful. Well, please sit back and enjoy the different ways you can make your salads much better and much tastier.
Hello and welcome to our show. Today we're going to show you methods of livening up your salads. Have you ever gotten stuck in a rut where you're making the same boring salad every single day? You run out of ideas, it just becomes tasteless, it's just such a boring task, it's tedious, and you want new ideas to add flavor, color, and texture to your salad. Well, you're at the right place. Today we're going to show you all those methods. Don't even get me started about restaurant salads. When they give you that colorless iceberg lettuce with those cucumbers, maybe some tomatoes, and then, those croutons, and drench it in all of that dressing. It's just, you get all those calories and all that fat and oil that is unnecessary. You don't want that. So we're going to show you ways to make a healthy and flavorful, colorful, full of texture salad. So before we get started, we're actually going to wash our hands.
Yes, all of us.
Yeah, so make sure you get lukewarm water in your hands and wash for about 20 seconds. Rub them in between your hands. And while they're doing that, I just want to say, if you see us shuffling in between, don't mind us. We're just prepping for our other salads that we're going to be making for you. Doesn't all this color look amazing? We're going to use so many ingredients. We're going to teach you how to make your own salad dressings, and we're even going to cut them up in front of you. We have some things ready for you already. We're just going to mix them up and show you just how simple it truly is.
Amanda's going to start us off.
Yes, I am, and a great way to liven up your salad is with the Southwest salad. First, I have my spring mix, and then I'm going to add my corn, and then my beans, and these are a great source of soluble fiber. and then the avocado.
And here's a fun fact for you. A lot of people think that avocado is a vegetable when in fact it's a fruit. And it's such a healthy source, such a healthy source of healthy fats, and it contains potassium, good for those who have high blood pressure.
And the dressing I'm using is just a little bit of barbecue sauce with Greek yogurt.
And what we did with the Greek yogurt, we actually substituted, because normally you would use sour cream, to kind of boost up your protein and also reduce your calories.
So just getting that on there.
Looks good.
Put
Yes,
a good
you
amount.
don't want to add too much though, because it is spicy. It does have that kick.
And a little bit does go a long way with the salad.
Yes, it does. Yes.
So while she mixes that, we're going to go on to our next salad, and Naomi's going to be showing us how to make kale salad.
Okay, so the big thing with kale, it's our up and coming, you know, everybody's getting into it with eating it in salads or baking it different various ways. And the big thing is it's really hard to chew sometimes. So what we did, we actually take the kale, and a lot of people will slice it this way, which actually makes it tougher to chew. So if you just kind of rip it away from the stem, and then you're gonna use an oil, either olive oil or something like, I actually use grapeseed oil. Just a light amount will go probably for this whole bowl. You're just gonna massage it in. And you can actually use lemon too to help break that down. And this is the difference in a day. We did this yesterday, and within an hour or two, it's so much greener, it's so much easier to chew.
Here's a fun fact for you. When I actually started eating a kale salad, my very first time, I wasn't aware of the fact that you were supposed to soak it in some olive oil or some lemon to break down that cellulose and make it easy to break down in your mouth and digest. So I ate it, and it was just so chewy and raw and just hard in my mouth, and I was like, what's going on here? Am I doing this right? So I like that you're showing people how to cut it down, break down that toughness of that leafy vegetable.
And kale's also really great for your eyes, and it is rich in vitamin K.
And then another way to include kale in your diet, just because it is such a green, healthy, leafy vegetable, you could bake it in the oven. Just sprinkle some olive oil on top and then season it however you like it, either salt or pepper or even some popcorn seasoning. Stick it in the oven, and there you have it, kale chips.
Give it a nice flavor.
Perfect.
Yes, and what I like to do with the popcorn seasonings, that makes it so good, and it's light.
It adds that flavor to it without increasing the calories in it, so that's good.
And also a lot of people like to put this in their shakes. What I do to make it easier to blend and actually just to mix all together, because it's so tough, I'll put it in the freezer and throw it in the blender to make a smoothie, or you can throw it straight in a pan to saute for a scramble, and it's just so much easier. And you can look and see just the difference in the color from those few minutes.
Looks so vibrant.
So we're gonna take this out of here, and then we're gonna add some olives. No specific measurement, we're just doing for taste.
And actually, the first time we tried the salad was in that Loma Linda cafeteria.
Yes.
We all fell in love with it.
It's so
and
good.
We had to find out the recipe, so we were experimenting, and it was just a perfect mixture the way we have it now.
Yes.
What else are you adding to that?
So I'm going to add a few carrots. Love the color mixtures.
Very vibrant.
Yeah.
And black beans.
Put your fiber in there.
Yes.
And protein.
Good stuff.
And then I love sun-dried tomatoes. They're a little bit tart, and they add so much flavor to salads. And one thing we're going to be using in a lot of salads today, pine nuts, my favorite. Just a few. And quinoa.
So a lot of people get confused about how to pronounce it. Yes, it's that grain that's spelled Q-U-O-I. You know, people get confused and they're like, wait, what?
Yes,
How do you even begin to pronounce this? It's quinoa. It's not quinoa or I don't know. They come up with funky ways to pronounce all sorts of things. It's quinoa.
Tomato. I say it different every time, right? I'm gonna pass this over to Yasmin.
Okay, so the next salad we're gonna be starting on is the quinoa pepper salad. So there's no green leafy vegetable in this. the main source in this salad is just gonna be quinoa. So I'm actually gonna use a measuring spoon just because I need a big amount of this. So just measure at about 2/3 of a cup in here.
And while she's doing that, I'm gonna make the dressing for my salad. So what I usually do at home, I'll mix up some ketchup, some fresh garlic, some oil. What I did here
so good.
to make it a little simpler, I got one of the Italian seasoning packs, and then you're gonna add oil of your choice. You can use grapeseed, olive oil. Sometimes I'll use the blend, which is grapeseed, olive, and a little bit of canola. And then the balsamic that we actually used is infused with pomegranate.
So delicious.
It's nice to add a little
flavor.
fruity taste to it.
And the good thing about these containers, if you purchase them from the store, they actually have lines to tell you how much of what to add.
Oh, that's neat.
And this is our balsamic.
So that's gonna be the main ingredient in there, the balsamic
Yes.
vinegar infused with the pomegranate. And I really recommend you try it. It's just amazing, the flavor.
It really is good.
A little more oil. And then the rest you're gonna just fill up with water. Let me get some.
So then coming back to the quinoa salad, as you can see, it's just gonna be the main ingredient in this salad. Next, I'm gonna be adding tomatoes, some corn, some beans for your fiber and protein, a little bit of avocado, and some red onions that I've diced already. And then I love adding bell peppers, and what I've used here, isn't this container so cute? What I've used here is yellow, orange, red, and green bell peppers. I've diced them up, and I'm just gonna put a generous amount in there because I love them, and these are actually sweet. They have an amazing flavor.
So many colors.
Yes. And then just kind of toss that all together. I'm gonna use a little bit of lime, just squeeze some in here, if it'll squeeze. And then the dressing that I'm using on here is actually a balsamic vinaigrette. We use the same one that was pomegranate infused, and it has some cilantro in there too. I've kind of mashed some up in there, and just put a good amount in there because this dressing is what gives it the flavor.
Yes,
it's just so amazing.
I had a chance to try it, and it really is delicious.
It even smells so good.
The flavors are so powerful.
And just look at all those colors. You have that healthy grain in there. It gives it that subtle nutty flavor. And it's just a healthy, complex carbohydrate, just a good way to get, those complex, not your refined carbohydrates. It'll help with your fiber intake. And it has all your essential amino acids.
I was just gonna add that.
Perfect for vegetarians. Those of you who are looking for ways to get your amino acids, the answer is quinoa.
And this is also a good salad for a gluten-free diet.
Perfect for those who have celiac disease. There you have it.
I'm going to be talking to you about the strawberry salad. First, strawberries are a great way to add boost to your salad. They're packed with vitamin C, fiber, and antioxidants. I'm gonna add those first.
Just look at that vibrancy. Bright. Yeah, it gives it that pop of color that you need amongst all that greenery in there. I love it.
And then some pine nuts. And personally, this is one of my favorite salads. And then to make the dressing, you can grind up some, like one or two strawberries, and it just really releases the flavors. And then I mixed it with some balsamic vinegar and olive oil.
And then just a little tip for those of you watching, if you ever get confused about how to pick out your strawberries in the grocery store, always go for the brighter ones because they have the most flavor. If you go for the green ones thinking they're gonna ripen later, no, they're not, especially if you put them in the fridge. They're gonna stay green and flavorless. And we actually got these strawberries from a local farmer's market. We always recommend getting any of your fruits and vegetables from a local farmer's market. They're gonna be pesticide-free, most likely organic. They're gonna have so many flavors in it. And even, when we bought them, you tried one that was colorless and it had so much flavor in it.
Yeah, so much more flavor than the traditional out of the grocery store.
Really juicy.
Excuse me.
So next we're gonna be moving on to a salad Amanda's gonna make, and it's the Candied Walnut Apple Salad. And this one is personally one of my favorite salads just because that tarty and sweet flavor you get from the apples and the walnuts. So go ahead and take it, show us how to make it.
Yes, the candied apple and walnut salad. I consider it sweet and savory. It's not too filling. It's just right on point. And the walnuts are just so high in omega-3 fatty acids. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some walnuts. And I used a spring mix base, but you can also do just spinach, kale, I mean anything. I feel like these ingredients would go well with any type of green. And then some dried cranberries.
Looks so good. Such an immunity boost in a bowl.
And then I'm gonna add some apples. And then to keep them from browning, I put them in some orange juice.
Let's tip it up a little so they can see.
Oh, yes.
And that really helps because anytime I take an apple and cut it up, it just oxidizes and turns brown so fast.
Immediately, yes.
And we put it in some orange juice and that stopped it. We've had this out, I mean, we've had it cut up for a few hours now and it's perfect.
And also with the avocado, right? We actually kept the seed in with the avocado to keep it from browning, or you can use something like lemon.
That
juice.
was a fact I didn't know before.
Yeah.
Naomi
Neither one of us knew.
taught
It was
us.
a really good tip.
It's like magic.
Yeah. And then for the dressing, I'm using the strawberry balsamic again. It just really goes really well with the flavors. But you can also do a raspberry vinaigrette as well.
This is one of our favorites. I'll be sitting like 2 seats over from Amanda and I'll always smell the strawberry balsamic that I introduced to her. I'll be like, oh, she's eating our salad again.
And then I always like to go for some green apples just because it gives it that sour, tarty flavor mixed with those candied walnuts. Just amazing. The combination is perfect.
Crunch, tart.
Yes.
Just an amazing combination.
And another thing with the orange juice and the green apples, it kind of keeps that crisp and a little bit sweet, but still the tangy. It makes sure it's crispy when you bite into it, as opposed to usually when you have an apple or some type of fruit or vegetable, as it starts losing its water, it kind of just tastes drab. So that really helps.
Yeah, the
Texture
flavor
and taste.
stays there.
Yep. So show us how you're gonna make the heart of palm salad.
Yes.
Okay, this is one of my favorite salads. It's so simple, but the ingredients just mixed together to be so good. So I start out with romaine, and then heart of palm. It's usually a stalk that looks about like that, and I cut it up. So I am just going to add some of that in. This is like the best ingredient.
And I've never heard of the heart of palm, so to me that was something new. And this is by far the most exotic salad that I've tried. I love the combination of ingredients that you use.
Yeah, and I have to say that the vinaigrette is really, with the flavors, it goes so well with it.
Yes, we use the orange vinaigrette. So instead of adding the water, we used orange juice, maybe a half cup to a cup, to give you that flavor to mesh really well with the salad. And heart of palm has a similar taste to artichoke hearts. So then I'm going to add a few mandarin oranges. I like to get canned, but feel free to use fresh. And then also cherries, which we tried making it at first with regular Bing cherries. It didn't have as much flavor. So we used the tart cherries, and they just turn out so much better.
And a fact about the dried cherries that I didn't know, they have so many flavonoids, and it gives it that antioxidant, and it combats cancer. So that, an extra excuse to put them in your salads.
Yeah, and what I didn't know about heart of palm is that it's full of protein, fiber, riboflavin, and folate.
And again, on the tart cherries especially, they're good for gout. They really help treat that. Okay.
Look at that. Look at those mandarin oranges. Look at that color. Amazing.
Yes.
So next I'm going to be showing you how to make a cucumber tomato salad. And I've already prepped up a plate here, a bowl, and I've left it marinating overnight. So what we have here is a combination of cucumbers. I don't know if you could see the headshot of this because it looks so delicious. And it's really amazing
to taste it.
how such simple ingredients can go such a long way. What I've done here is just sliced up a few cucumbers. What I like to do is just get the English small cucumbers because they have more flavor, they have more crunch, they're gonna have less water content, so it preserves the crunch and adds that to the salad, so it's just perfect. And then I diced up some tomatoes in here and some red peppers. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add some mozzarella cheese. We got fresh mozzarella, so just go ahead and add that to the salad. And then the salad dressing that I used was the one that you saw Naomi make earlier in the show.
So just the basic.
And that's what I left it
Yeah.
marinating in the night before. So I add a generous amount on there just because it's healthy and so flavorful. And then, you know, this salad, it's just good for the second day, the third day, the fourth day, because the longer you leave it marinating, the more flavor it's gonna have. So just go ahead and mix all those ingredients together and voila, you have it.
And about the tomatoes, personally, they're not my favorite, but I love them in this salad. And it's a new way for me to get my tomatoes, so I really love that.
And similarly, Yasmin was saying how she was like, no, don't add that many onions.
Yeah.
But the flavor that is absorbed by...
I was a little
so
bit
good.
skeptical, but then the
Yeah, she
combination
was.
of these ingredients with that dressing, it's just, you have to try it.
It
You
makes
just have
it,
to.
it really does.
Amazing. There you have it.
So simple.
Yep.
Okay, so next we have the arugula salad, another one of my favorites. Arugula is somewhat tart, similar to baby spinach, so you want to kind of complement it with a little bit of
Just get
sweet.
your other ones
So we're
and
going to
put
go
them in
ahead
front
and
of
use
you.
our orange balsamic vinaigrette again. And one of my favorite
Put the
added
other salads in
ingredients
front of you,
is
too.
the asparagus. So I just cooked them, 10 minutes each side, lightly salted them, and then cooled them. Add a little bit to the bowl. And then again, some more sun-dried tomatoes in this salad. Light cranberries, not too much. And then the orange vinaigrette. And on all three of my salads, I'm gonna add an aged cheese. I actually have a blend, which is Romano, Asiago, and Parmesan. I tend to like the aged cheeses better because if I'm taking them to school or to go, they don't get mushy when you're traveling. And they just seem to last much longer in your fridge, and they keep. I can keep this like a couple of months and it's fine. And I tend to use less too. So a little less guilt.
And arugula has such a pungent flavor. For me, I personally, you know, my family eat it, but as a kid, I never liked it. But when you grow up, you just develop more of a palate that's, you know, you like more of a variety. And so I've actually come to like it, and especially in your salad, the way you combined it with all those ingredients, it's just perfect.
It is so good.
Yes, and the asparagus contains an amino acid asparagine, which is a natural diuretic and can help with swelling.
Yeah, it helps to push that excess salt
Yeah,
out when you have edema. So
definitely.
it's amazing. Another amazing component to our salads. Okay.
So next, I'm gonna make one of Naomi's favorite salads.
Yes.
It's a fattoush salad. So a lot of you, I don't know, you may or may not have heard of what a fattoush salad. So it's a Middle Eastern salad. This hits home for me because I grew up with this salad. So what I'm using here is a romaine lettuce. I've chopped that up. And I've put some cucumbers in here. I've just sliced them up. And I like actually slicing it up a little bit because it just adds that nice combination of colors. So I've actually finely chopped some red onions and soaked them in olive oil just to preserve the flavor. So add some of that. And the key ingredients in this salad is the pita bread. It's like croutons, except it gives it a different Mediterranean twist on it. So what I've done here is I've actually baked some pita bread. I've cut it up, bought some from the store, cut it up, put it on a baking sheet, put it in the oven with some olive oil, salt, and pepper. And I actually used some wheat pita just because, you know, we're healthier. We want to make it a healthy salad. So put some on there. And another key ingredient is the sumac seasoning that I'm using. So it's a red seasoning. I'm using about a teaspoon of that, and I'm just sprinkling that all over. And
actually, Naomi and I tried the taste of it, and it has a little bit of a taste like Lucas, the Mexican candy. So yes,
I'm adding
that's what we noticed instantly.
Tomatoes.
So very cultural in this little bowl over here.
So much.
And some green peppers. And then I've actually made a combination of parsley, mint, and garlic. I've minced some garlic and mixed them all together, and it just adds a different, unique flavor to this.
Yes, I love this salad because it's so refreshing. When you take a bite, you just feel the mint, and it's just so good.
Yeah,
and
it
then,
really is.
As for the dressing, I'm going to be using some lemon. Just squeeze some on here. You don't need exact measurements, but I like mine lemony. I like mine sour. I like that extra citrusy taste. And then just some olive oil. Perfect. There you have it. Just mix it all together, and that's the fattoush for you.
Looks really tasty.
Yes. Okay.
I know you're dying to take a bite.
Yes, I am. I'm dying to taste all of these. So my last salad and one of my favorites is grilled romaine. I know it sounds really weird, but it's really simple. So you just take romaine, hard romaine, cut it in half, and then you're gonna drizzle oil, something that you can actually put on a grill that takes higher heat, maybe grapeseed or olive. Drizzle it a little bit, just a little bit. Kind of helps if you flip it over just to get a little on the back. And I brought a George Foreman grill, so it's easier to do that so you don't have any grease fires or anything going on outside. I'm just gonna lay it on, put it in, and this is what your finished product is gonna look like. Nice grill marks.
So we're actually gonna have some of our friends come and taste the salads for us and let us know what they think.
So finishing up this salad, I'm going to add some salt really fast.
Oh my.
And
So
a little
here
bit of
you
the
have it.
balsamic.
Let me grab you guys some plates.
It's so beautiful up here. It's
Just
so
a drizzle.
overwhelming. We're gonna have to wrap it up, you guys. We're running out of time. All these great, wonderful
Okay, let's
salads.
mix these up.
We can
have
just
a
go
knife
on
if
and
you
on
guys
about
wanna
all
cut
of
this
these.
up
Yes.
for me.
Oh, sure.
Squeeze on in.
Oh yes, I'm gonna try every single one.
Gerald,
'cause it
can you
looks so good.
grab some
Thank you
forks
everyone
and-
for
Oh, yeah.
joining us, and we will see you next time on our next episode of The Dietitians.